that is why I'm down here with the microphone. Who has a question, comment to make as you do? All right. Flash is made.
Yes, my name is Anita. Hello, one of the students at the University of Ghana. Please, we've heard a lot, and then we've heard a lot about savings, and investment. And please, it looks like the money we save keep on saving us as students. What I'm trying to say is that as students, we are usually faced with shocks. I have saved money. I am saving money to say that when I graduate and I don't get work, I'll have something to start up something. Then I'm in school and I find myself wanting just for feeding or something. That's a shock. Or also I've saved money for something and then I find myself sick. Or maybe someone can even be employed, saving from her salary. Then something happens and that person needs to go for that saving. So in this case, we always find ourselves without saving, but we are saving, the money is saving us. Please, what is your advice for us as students or young ones coming? When we are faced with shocks, should we leave our savings and go for loans? Or should we go for the savings and be left with nothing? Please, that's my question. Thank you.
All right, so we can collect more questions. That's number one. We can just pick another more. Let's pick two more. Two more questions, okay?
Okay, hello, my name is Kelvin Barrich Bannerman Williams. Okay, and my level 300 students at the University of Business Ghana. University of Ghana Business School, sorry.
It's all right. 1 minute, calm down, all right?
All right.
Flow.
So, there's a school of thought that encourages us to save as much as we can.
Yeah.
And there's also another school of thought that encourages us to invest. Okay. First of all, I'd like to ask how we should draw the line between or the capacity at which we should invest and then that at which we should save. And also, I usually ponder with this question: is saving really essential? Because yes, before I did read a book. Back in SHS when I was a professor, okay. And that would change my mind on savings. So I used to save a lot. I was ready to save and I was even saving with a million per se. But then after reading that book, I stopped saving one time. And then I just moved on to investing. I'm always channeling all the money to investing. So saving is really necessary.
All right.
And then my third question is, we have both grown-up people here. You guys have passed through the journey.
No, they're still passing through already. Nobody has gone through.
You are further than I. Okay, so with people like us, young people coming up, I wouldn't want to see everyone a general thing, but most of us don't really know what to invest in. Investment instruments we should go out for.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there's anyone here who can throw light on that and then probably give us a recommended one or something.
Great. All right. One more? There are a lot, right? Let's do the first three, okay? First three, then we may have to come back if we can. Okay, please, my question is to Prudential Insurance concerning Mekakawa. Please, I want to know the 3 CDs. Is it 3 CD for a week, for a month? I want to know. Thank you. Mekakawa. All right, you get to know more about it. Okay, so 3 questions up. Okay.
So thank you very much. My name is Jordan from University of Professional Studies Accra, and I'm level 200 student. So based on the financial literacy, as you said, the ability to understand and also being able to manage your finances really well. So concerning that, I would like to put this question now. So in terms of the situation whereby we are facing a turbulence or an economic recession, so with that respect, does it render the financial literacy or inclusiveness void or ineffective at this situation? Because if you are going through an economic recession, how will you apply this financial literacy with respect to this situation?
Okay.
Because relating it to the DDB that went on, many bonds investments were slashed. And they were giving
Had a haircut. Sure.
and they were giving a periodic time for that amount.
Yeah.
So I want an answer to that. Thank you.
Okay. Are we taking one more? Okay, one more.
Level 400 students in UG. So my first question is to Ms. Priscilla. She spoke about their innovative hub. So I wanted to ask that, is the opportunity limited to just those who are having accounts with them or just their customers, or it's open to anybody at all?
All right.
And also my second question is on entrepreneurship. Though this is not an entrepreneurship summit, but I think talking about financial literacy, we still have something to do about entrepreneurship. So I'm actually having an investment that I'm looking at the end of not this year or probably some years to come to start a business with. But the money is there, it's being preserved and it is appreciated. But the business idea is not coming. So what do I do? So those are the
Right.
questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so
Premium of 3 Ghana cedis, but it ranges from 3 Ghana cedis, maximum is 45 Ghana cedis. So if you dial on mobile MTN *778#, it will give you the various levels of cover. So we have 3 Ghana cedis, maximum 45 Ghana cedis. So depending on your financial capacity, you will be deducted. We are doing this in collaboration with MTN, so you'll be deducted. The next deduction comes automatically on the anniversary of the policy. So if, for example, today is 15, next month on the 15th, the system will start trying to deduct you for subsequent months. So that's how it works. It's a monthly premium.
Great. And we also had another one on, same as the shops, another 15.
Yes, so you say when the money saves you, I get a picture.
Hand to mouth.
Well, I think the framers of the Pensions Act, the message that so we said the question in Anita, so they knew we were going to ask this question at this point. So when you think about saving, I think the other ones might deal with the saving investment part, but they can't work in isolation. So because when you say that the money is not invested, you lose value. I think my big man spoke about it, but I think one of the analysts might answer that. So what is your objective to save? You remember during my earlier presentation, I said that we are in need of money, and sometimes when you get more, then the expenditure dials your number and you spend more. Okay? You may have to. So the first of all, that if the person is saving into a pension pot, pension, so the mindset is that it's towards retirement, it's a long term. But what happens intermittently? What happens when you have to rely on some funds to take off something? So you need to divide. So there are two sub-wallets, or sub-accounts. So for example, we have 70% into a savings wallet, which is invested, and we have the 30% into a retirement wallet, which is in the long term. So that you can fall on the 70% as and when you have, because no matter how small 30-20% of your saving or investment is, because it's going to run for a long time, it's going to go into some money that will significant for you. Don't forget that all the investments the industry players here are speaking about always invest or go into instruments that returns should match inflation of some sort, so that you preserve value. You know, inflation erodes the value of your money over time. So all the investment returns are there. When you are invested or when you save, always have the mindset that a portion will be for, like I was saying, contingencies or all these things that come up. But a portion should go into the long term. And if you do that at this stage, I can assure you, by the time you go to the job market and all, you will realize that your long-term saving, that's more money has been to some ambition level. So that's my advice. Always have a split. Put a greater part into the ones that you can touch. You don't want to go into the one that put a small part, because that is going to run for a long time. And I can tell you, if interest returns is around averagely 18%, okay, on the average, and you invest 50 cents every month, I can tell you in 10, 20 years, you are in the money. What is it in the money? You understand? You are in the money. You understand? And I expect us we all try to be in the money at some point. So always try and put that small portion and rely on this. Okay, I hope I have helped you. Thank you very much.
Let me just add just a quick one. In all these discussions, critically, is discipline. You can have all the information. You know, I mean, I was just shocked. Did you say 3 cities or 10 cities? I mean, say it again.
3 cities.
3 cities. So we don't have an excuse. It's just pure discipline. You know, I have a young man staying with me who comes and says, oh, me my main friend, so I took all the money, saved and sent it to go. I said, how can you do that? No, if you are earning 1,000 cedis, the idea should be for the family to know that you are earning 500. So let your family work with 500. You understand? But if, as soon as they increase you get more and you broadcast it to the whole village, then you're in trouble. And then again, when you start working, or even now, any increment you get as income, you know, discipline, stay on the same expenditure pattern. Okay, time.
Saving, that's why it's called savings. If you save, it has to save you. You need to move from savings to investment, and that also answers your question. I mean, the gentleman who said he doesn't save anymore and he invests. You need to save to come to the point where you can invest. And investment is taking risk, but investment will not just save you. Investment will give you higher returns. And that's why sometimes you can win and sometimes you can lose. And then when you come to the DDE issue, if Ghana was financially illiterate. That's why we got into the States, let's just call it as it is. So you're saving, and I talked about reputation being a capital. So if you're saving, let's say you reach 3,000, another friend of yours is saving. If 5 of you or 6 of you, you trust yourself enough. You alone 3,000, you can't do much in terms of investment. Let's be practical. But if the 4 or 5 of you come together and all have 4,000, 20,000 can buy you an Uber. An Uber ride becomes an investment. It's working for you every month or every week. You decide the money is coming to A, or the money is coming to B today. You can do that, and before you realize you are turning around that Uber over and over and over again. You come to school, maybe you come with pocket money. Your mom gave you 3,000, give another 3,000. If credit or trust is amongst you, you can buy an investment which can yield you returns, give you that kind of money that you do your normal cash flow or managing your life with. But then that car is there giving you returns, and eventually it is also a savings, and then you can, back your money out. The Innovation Hub is not only for Societe Generale Ghana staff, it's open to all. So you can come through with your ideas and then take it from there. I think Madam Abba has a question, so let's take it. Or some clarity from Prudential on what we get in the 3 cities that we see.
Right, so before that, Priscilla has actually touched on a lot of things that I wanted to touch on, the saving to save, the investment, because really you start saving. Also on the issue that Peter talked on, the bonds matter. So I think the question was that in such situations, does it render financial literacy void? Not at all. On the contrary, financial literacy is what makes you resilient in those times. It's what keeps you grounded because you understand even some of the investments that you went into. And I kind of fell into myself when the bond issue happened and I had bonds, I panicked. But that's not what you're supposed to do. I sat myself down and I thought was the goal of this investment. And if you understand what you're getting into, you will understand where the challenges come. Because bonds are long term. This is a 10-year bond. And within 10 years, are you really expecting that everything is
saying, no, challenges will come, but because you understand what you have entered into, also understanding the gamble, the risk, sorry, gamble is wrong, risk is right. The risk associated with the kind of investment that you have entered into. It makes you sane. And a lot of the uninformed conversations that went on and comments that were made is also what drove that panic for everyone to say, I need to withdraw my money. And if you do that, then it's not enough ability to serve everyone, because that wasn't the point. So it doesn't render financial literacy void. On the contrary, when we are financially literate, we know how to navigate some of these challenges that come. And the challenges will come, because that's just how the world runs. So it's just important that we are grounded, especially in these times. And also on the insurance product, I think my biggest challenge mostly would be where the benefits come in. So for example, the background, because I have policies with Prudential Bank, so I was wondering why my RO did not tell me about it. So I want to find out, I mean, it's so low, the 360 is so low, what do you get from this kind of
let me say the devil's advocate. We just opened and we saw that for the 3CD we'll get 656. Yeah, you will have to clear that for us. 650 in terms of injury and 650 in terms of death.
That segment.
Who paid the 3CD?
Yeah, it's for that segment. Of course, you can't be expecting to pay 3CD.
Why do you think 3CDs are going to get so much? You are getting excited.
Recently, we had to pay a premium of 1 million Ghana cedis. I don't know how many of you saw that. You can go to Prudential, our website, and realize someone was giving 1 million Ghana cedis. Now, this is an insurance policy in the mainstream, okay, where the premium is a bit substantial. Now, we are talking about financial inclusion. We are talking about people in the informal sector who don't have enough money to buy high premiums. So this one have been purposely designed for those in the informal sector and those who don't have the financial capacity to buy bigger or higher premiums. The total benefit on whichever premium you pay, if you look at the total benefit, it is 1,000 times the premium that you pay. So for example, if I'm paying 45 Ghana cedis, you can start the registration process and see. When you go to the summary, before you click on one to confirm, you'll see that the total summation or the total amount of money you qualify as a claim is 1,000 times how much you are paying as your premium. If I'm paying 36 cedis, the total claim that I qualify to claim is 36,000 Ghana cedis. Now this 36,000 is categorized into different benefits. We have a portion that goes into total permanent disability. We have some that goes into accidental benefit, for example, 15,000 Ghana cedis you are paying the 45 Ghana cedis one. If your dependent also should pass away accidentally, we pay another 15,000 Ghana cedis to you. Yes. So lump this together, we say your benefit is up to 1,000 times how much you pay as your premium. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So just to help Anita, Aziz has micro pension products where you register on the USSD star 1860 hash. So the 1860 is you can't forget to do why, because you can come of it at 18 and you retire 60, right? So it works on MTN and Vodafone. When you register that for the micro pension bit, it's you set a mandate on your wallet, like Momo wallet or something, and I think the moment is dancing. So what happens is that once you set it up, you need money on it to trade out. But once you set it up, it means automatically a portion of your money goes into the retirement. That's the 3 cedi, and then 7 cedi will go into your savings wallet. So when you want to withdraw and when you want to save yourself, you would have the same star 1860. Go back to withdraw out of the 70%, how much you want to. You get that? Of course, it's an investment. You're able to use the same platform to track how investment is also doing, right? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. I think a question was raised on financial literacy and if the current economic landscape renders it void or useless, for the lack of a better word. And Abba spoke to it, right? And I think it's a very important question. It's a little controversial, but I didn't want us to leave without addressing it, because that's the mentality of the country right now, is that, if government bonds that were supposed to be very safe, that were risk-free, have rendered us or have put us in this difficult situation, then what is safe, right? What should we do? And the fact of the matter is, let me start here. We are all students. I'm also a student. I'm learning every day. And we learn different things, right? If you learn A and B, depending on the question that's asked on the test or in the exam, you would apply theory A or theory B. The same applies to financial literacy, right? The important thing is to have they say knowledge is power, so have that knowledge. And then you apply it as and when you face certain situations. So a lot of money is actually made during economic downturns, during bad times, right? You just need to know, to be aware of it and know what to do. So for instance, in a time where things are not going well, stock prices are low. Most people will say, oh, this stock price is 50 pesos. I don't want to buy it, right? I want to buy a stock price that's 10 cedis. Now, if you go ahead and buy that stock at 50 pesos, you can buy more. The good thing is that these are cycles. At some point in time, we'll go back to very good times. Now that's when a financially literate person would have applied a certain portion of that information or knowledge that you have to be able to take advantage of a downturn or bad economic times, so that when we get to the part where we are at the peak of our economic cycle, the assets that you were able to acquire, the investments that you were able to acquire at very, very low and cheap prices are now valued at higher or have higher values, and so you're able to make more money. And that's how a lot of the Warren Buffetts, those big investment guys, big billionaires in the world that we know of, a lot of them have made their money in bad times. So bad times don't render the knowledge that you're acquiring here void, right? It's actually more important now to be able to have that information and apply it, and then know how to apply it, right? So that when you are in those specific situations or those specific scenarios, you know what to apply, and you put yourself in a better and more resilient, as Abba said, position.
Thank you so much. So I'd like to add this, okay, make the clarification on savings and investment. I am Emmanuel, the University of Ghana Business School Vice President and an accounting student. So I read a course last semester, Investment Fundamentals, and I got to understand the difference between savings and investment from some basic principles. Now, savings is just like a stagnant water, okay, and investment is a flowing water. Okay, so savings gives you that temporal safety, and with a long term, you get my point. And so let me use biblical context, okay. So remember, God gave talents to people. Some went to hide theirs, that is savings. Okay, and some went out there to use their talents and brought higher returns. Do you understand? So it's better you go into investment than savings. Do you get my point? In simple terms, you can see me after this. I'll use the investment and fundamental business. So then, the other aspect has got to do with, as a leader, I wanted to take a true body from Prudential Life Insurance. I got in touch with the team, we tried working on it, and one lecturer asked me that, look, these insurance companies will not tell you everything. Then I got back and I said, what is this lecture telling you? So the lecturer gave me 4 months to really go and research what I want to go and do for the whole University of Ghana Business School, or else I'll leave office and the successful administrations will able to sit down and understand the benefits. Because one, when we talk about death, there will be a death issue, and the insurance company will tell you specifically.
We save with the intention to spend money, and we invest with the intention to earn money. And one way you can spend your money is to invest it. And so you have to start by saving before you invest. You can't put all your money in the bank and think you are creating wealth. No. Your money must work hard as you are working. So you need to move from savings to investing. So both are essential. Both are essential. Thank you. So April is Financial Literacy Month, and as part of the activities, we will be doing market outreach. And we want volunteers for the market outreach. And as students, we want to include you. And so what we do is we take you through a series of trainings, and then we go to the marketplace. You get the opportunity to engage with the market woman one-on-one, share information with the market woman, educate the market woman. So you are being an agent of transformation. And so we will need some of you to join the team. You can talk to your president. When we are having these activities, we make provisions for your transport, we give you some allowance, we provide you some souvenirs. So talk to your president. If you are interested, get in touch with him and he will give you your name to us. If you're happy about that, yes, you can. So we want to work with people. We are doing market outreach. We are also doing school outreaches. We are going to various schools to engage the students. We are glad Prudential Life is on board, SG Bank is on board, Access Pension is on board. And so 2024 Financial Literacy Month is going to be super, and we want you to join us. Thank you very much.